Something you mentioned to me earlier is that Lemon still has not seen the movie. Maybe we'll never see the movie. Can you talk about that?
Well, if he were here, I think probably what he would say is that I lived it, so why should I have to watch it? Which, you know, I think we all... it is so brave to let somebody document your life. Maybe it's naive and stupid as well, and thank God he jumped on board and trusted us enough to do this. But I think his feeling has been that he wants to move forward, and Lemon is moving forward. I mean, he's a tremendous talent, as everyone knows and can tell from the film if you haven't seen his work. But he's just doing phenomenally well. He's gotten his second Sundance grant for a commission for a new film, or I'm sorry, a new play, and he's, you know, doing well and moving forward rather than looking back, I think, is his answer.
And I want to welcome to the stage right now, Lemon Anderson.
Hello. What's up to the people I know who talking? So, what's the question?
Why didn't you see the film? Yeah, why?
There's a lot of reasons why I haven't seen the film. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that you kind of not want to see yourself living through something that you wanted to be over with, right? The process of trying to, like, you know, grow and you know, those were the breaks I had to live with and try to pass those kind of things. Even my bads I didn't want to look at. You know, it was hard to look at. I mean, I saw the trailer. It was tough to look at the kind of person I was before, even though it was just 2 years ago. I think you learn every year. For me especially, you know, I learn so much every year because I'm always involved in different communities, artistically, personally. And so that was one. Two is that I kind of wanted to let the filmmakers become their own artists. You know, I wanted them to tell their own story and give them the respect of, like, creating their own version of me. You know, which is what their version is.
Audience, you want to let Lemon know what you thought of the film? That's
for you. That's for you guys.
I just want to say that, because I didn't get to say it in front of you, you're just so brave. When I was watching it for the first time tonight through your eyes and with your friends here, I thought, oh my God, it's so brave. And so thank you for both being here and letting us do it. And,
you know, right here in the front row.
How you doing, brother? First of all, my name is DJ Shorley. I'm a poet and singer from Morgan State University. Thank you for putting your life on screen for all these beautiful people to see. Not many people can do that. The fact that you spoke the truth from your heart about your family, it really touched me myself. I gotta call my little brother as soon as I see this, man, just to tell him I love him, man. I just want to say thank you for putting that example out there.
That's right here.
Yeah, I just want to say I love you, Lemon, my man.
No doubt.
I want to know, how did you afford all those hot-ass sneakers?
right?
That's probably the reason why I was living in the project. It's usually the reason why we are living in the projects. I mean, let's be honest, right? You know, you think about that Con Ed bill and then you're looking at that website like, shit. They brought the retros back, right? So I have a better time dealing with that now than I did before because, you know, it's not what it used to be before, which I was caught up in a trend of, like, colors. You know, everyone was so bright 2 years ago. All the shit I seen in the trailer, I was like, I'll never wear that shit. All those fucking labels and shit, you know? And I'm sure that fashion is part of our culture. You know, it's like the fifth element. I don't think it's knowledge. I think it's fly shit, you know? We like to be really, really fly. I mean, that's part of how we protect ourselves, you know? It's part of our thing, so. You know, how do I afford all those sneakers? It's why did I afford all those sneakers? You know? The real question.
So, a question right in the back, standing up.
anyone who really knows me professionally as an artist knows that I protect that side of my life. This is the first time I ever exposed my family to the world. Outside of my personal friends that are here, it's the first time I ever really allowed people an insight into my personal life. I mean, I don't think many people knew that I was going through the things I was going through. I never really let it out. I was protecting myself. Some of my personal friends knew because they had to drop me off at the projects, you know, on their, you know, whenever I was hanging out with them. But my personal life, I tried to protect it, but at one point I felt like I really needed to grow up and become a family man to the world as well. You know, I had to show that I wasn't only I hope not to be an example as an artist, but as a good father. I hope that I'm a good father. I really, you know, will try my best every day to change that, you know, and move forward. But as a good husband, you know, as you can see, you know, my relationship with my wife is not something many people see or have an insight into. So this was very, very hard for me to show you guys. It's one of the reasons why I don't see it too. There's many, many reasons why I don't see it, but you know, my wife is, you never even heard me say my wife, you know, if anyone knows me, or you never hear poetry about my wife, because the poetry is in my actions, you know, in my relationship. I feel like I'm more poetic because I watch too many poets and artists talk shit about how much they love people. You know, next thing you know, it's like they're getting kicked out of the house or some shit. You know? It's like, I'd rather leave than get kicked out, you know? So it's really one of those things that I didn't want to lie. I don't want to, you know, because there's this roller coaster ride, you know, in a relationship, in any relationship. And there's these ups and downs, and that was my personal business, not anyone else's until now. So.
Questions about your work ethic around writing?
And I just want to say, because he probably won't say it, I've never seen anyone work harder than him. Well, maybe Beth and I, but seriously, he's not joking.
Wow. I don't know, you know, work-wise. You know, this is the thing you have to do. You have to do it. It's just, there is no other way but to get up earlier than everyone else and work and go for it. You know, you just have to do it. It sucks, man, I know. It sucks, man. It's like you want to just go to sleep again. You know, you want to go back to the bed, but you just can't do it because the payoff is so much more. And so I'm into that, you know, I'm really into like, wow, you know, I know if I wake up earlier, if I go for it more, then I'm going to get what I want out of this. And, you know, even if it's just poetry, I can do with this art form that's not mainly sellable, right, in our world, right? It's not a great market. I don't recommend it to no one, really. But it's possible because you could be that one. You could be that one that does transcend. But that comes with hard work and not necessarily talent, because the hard work will flush out all this material that you can edit. You know, process happens now. And the more material you write, the more you can polish. And so I'm about writing more and more material. And plus, most of the people I look up to are that disciplined. And most of the people that I want to cater my lifestyle after, even people like Russell, you know, I don't want to be no, you know, hip-hop mogul, but I love his work ethic. You know, it's just very important to watch guys like that and go, shit, you know, I know he don't sleep too much, you know, so, and that's why he gets what he gets. And it's been like that for like 18 years with me and Russell, you know, so everyone knows. People who know me personally, and I don't want to change the subject, know that my relationship with Russell goes way back. You know, to Fat Farm in Soho and Prince Street, and like me and the only guy in the hood who bought that shit before that shit became popular. Before that shit had bubble gooses, I was rocking that one t-shirt he was selling. So.
This film's been 4 years in the making. When you began this process, I wonder what you were thinking it was going to be, and how has that changed in the last 4 years?
I think, honestly, when we started this process, we had no idea what we were getting into. I think that we thought that it was going to be about maybe a year from start to finish. But really, what happened was that we soon started filming with Lemon, and Lemon's life started unfolding, and we just had to really stick around. I think it was really tricky. We didn't know when there was going to be an ending. And so we were filming and following and following. And so, you know, we were naive enough to do it. I think that was the real thing. If we really knew what we were getting into, I don't know if we would have done it. but we're glad we did it. And you know, when you're doing these things, you become attached to the person you're filming. And for a long time, we really didn't know. I don't think Lemon knew what was going to happen. And that's the beauty of documentary filmmaking, but it's also the really painful part of documentary filmmaking. And you know, though I guess arguably a tragic ending would have been maybe a good ending as well. Good. It would have, you know, broken all of our hearts. So, you know, you ride that emotional roller coaster with them.
I'm from a part of the world called the Caribbean, Trinidad and Tobago to be exact. After being here for 25 years and going back and forth all the time, what I'm seeing now in the Caribbean is something that you never saw before, but it's something that you lived. What's your plans or your organization's plans to get this film into the Caribbean?
And again, what I want to really say is that that is not my job. I write plays and shit. So, you know, okay, these filmmakers spent 3 or 4 years of their lives working so hard at proving themselves as much as I did. So, you know, you see this film, right? You see the film, the hard work. They went through the same thing. They won't say that to you because they want to be modest, but I'll say it to you. So their job is to get it to the Caribbean. You know, their job is to keep this film going further so that it has the kind of, you know, appeal that you think it would have out in the world. And I just want to commend them for that. I really want to give a round of applause. Just filmmakers, you know? Because they sacrificed, you know, their families as well. You know, they really worked hard, and, you know, I made them cry a lot. I really did.
You know, if we do well in this festival, we've already been invited to the Miami Film Festival. We'll go on to the next, you know, and eventually we're hoping we'll sell this film. And because, as you can tell, this is not necessarily the classic documentary film audience. This is a really beautiful, this is like our dream come true. If people, like, we can get a classic documentary film audience, but we can also get people who don't come see documentary films who are moved by his story, then we have, like, done it. We would be so happy. So that, to answer your question, we hope we'll sell the film and it will come to places like the Caribbean.
But I'd also like to add that this is, without question, Lemon's story, but what we as filmmakers really tried to do is tell a story that was larger than Lemon. And I think that his story is really about anybody who has a dream and is willing to pursue it and to fight for it and to go through the highs and to go through the lows. And, you know, to have your support would really mean a lot, because we want people to know that it isn't just Lemon's story. It's for anybody out there who does want to improve their lot in life, who wants to be an artist, who wants to fulfill a dream, who wants to be a better father. I mean, it really, we hope it resonates on many levels.
David Kenner is here from American Place Theater. And David, you are so brave, and you are a wonderful character, and you are a super, super positive man. David, we really love you, and I'm sorry to say this earlier, but thank you for being here. And the interesting news is that David Kenner and Lemon Anderson have worked together since we finished our film. Lemon's actually doing something with American Place Theater now.
Yeah. No, well, I don't know. I haven't seen the film, so I don't know what happened. You know? But the truth is that, you know, American Place Theater is very, very dear to me and stands out as one of the most, like, prolific places to go watch real writing get put up. You know, I think one of the reasons why I loved it, and I still love it to this day, is because they stage great writing. And that was the big motivation behind why I ended up there. Outside of being one of Win Hammond's acting students, what intrigued me was that he was staging these great books like Man, Child, and the Promised Land and The Secret Life of Bees. And it was like, those are great writers, you know? And watching his actors perform these solo shows, you know, I just did Extremely Loud and Incredibly Close, Jonathan Safran Foer's film. I did some of, you know, some of the stuff in the film, and it was like, I seen that film at American Place Theater, you know, and the people kind of turned their neck. And people need to know more about American Place Theater because it is the place where you see great books being staged. You don't really see that. So It's more the place, if you want to be a writer and really challenge yourself as a writer to see how your stuff sticks to the stage, that's the place to go. So that's why I ended up there, and so I never lost any love. Actually, David Kenner is a great supporter of mine, and everywhere we go, he's a guy I look up to. He's somebody who got great energy, and always gave me great respect when I went out there in front of people and worked really, really hard. So, it's always love there. Always.
Thank you very much for coming. Thanks especially to Lemon, Laura, and Beth.
All right, hold on. So, I'm sorry. I think I'm supposed to say this. There's a play in the film called County of Kings, and we're putting it up. So, I didn't want you guys to miss out the play. It's not fair that you guys didn't get... You see the film, and you don't get to see the actual play. So, we're putting it up at Museo del Barrio. We're putting it up at Museo del Barrio, and we want you guys to see the play. Just hit me up, and we'll make sure you can find a place to see the play, because just in case you're interested in seeing the play, it's the only right way to see it. All right? Sorry. It's not a plug. It's a real.
And I also just want to say thank you so much to Tom and Rafaela and DOC NYC. Only the second year of this festival. You guys are amazing, have been amazing. Please come out and see other films and support them. I never thought that Tom Powers would be my guardian angel, but I think he may be.
And Russell Simmons, Stan Lathan, Michael Skolnick, thank you guys so much for helping to make this. We couldn't have done this without you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great festival.